Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, BBH Creates. My name is Brittany and I'm just going to keep making those watercolor postcards that I made this morning in Vlogmas 3, my video for Vlogmas Day 3. So these were the ones we created this morning. I'm going to set those to a side. And then I'm going to get my next one all lined up and ready to go. Only this time I'm going to do it horizontally. And you'll see why in a minute. So again, I'm just going to start by framing out my card with some washi tape. And I thought after I uploaded, I'll go ahead and jump back on because the husband got called to work to drive truck for his employer in our city's Christmas parade. So he had to dip out for a minute, and I thought, well, before I clean up on my paint, I'll just hop on and do some more with you guys. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the middle of the card, just eyeballing it. I'm not measuring. And I'm going to split it up. Alright, so then I'll get some water in my little bowl. Get my turtle brush rest back out here. We'll just get all set back up. Paper towel. This time I'm going to use these really awesome Lindy's magical pigment powders. I learned about these not that long ago and I think that they are awesome. So they're just dried powders, pigments, and I'll show you how to use those. So we're just gonna mist our watercolor postcard that we cut out this morning. This brush is pretty dry. I used it earlier. And just like we did when we splattered, we're just going to put some of this powder on our bristles and then just let it go on our wet card. Put a little bit more up here at the top. Okay. And close that up so no water gets in it. I probably used too much, to be honest, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, because I want it to be a little bit more activated, is I'm just going to hold my spritzer high up and spray. There we go. Alright, and then let me open up my palette here. And I'm just going to use this brush here. I'll get some of that pixels off. Look how pretty green that is. I love that. Very pretty. And I'm going to we'll do red. And like I said, don't worry in my other video, don't worry about these colors blending. That's the magic of watercolors. That's what makes them pretty. Just go right over your tape. You don't have to do a perfect circle. Do whatever shape you want. These are going to be your ornaments. We're going to do Christmas ornaments. Alright. And then I think I'll do maybe purple. And I'm going to try to do, let me dab some of that water up real quick down here. Just because I don't want it to be too messy. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a kind of like an oval shape that points. I always thought those bulbs were very pretty. There we go. I like leaving them messy. I know that everybody has different tastes when it comes to watercolors, but I think the messier, the better. It just looks more natural to me. Then I'm gonna do maybe this hot pink, and we'll see how that blends with all the pigment powders. And I'll do like a littler one, a more small one up here. There we go. Okay. And then I'll just go back in with this purple and just kind of tap my brush. You just want to get some of it here and there, because you don't want it to be like a solid color. I mean, if you want your bulbs to be a solid color, that's fine. I think that when you mix the colors like this and you let them just like melt away into the water that you have down, that it makes it look like lights reflecting off of it. Because I don't know about you guys, but we like to use multicolored lights on our tree. And whenever you have like those old world Christmas ornaments, they usually reflect the light differently than newer ornaments. And I've noticed that with ours, it's almost as if they catch like different shades of the lights of the bulb. So it's not like orange or yellow. It has different shades of those colors when it hits the glass, which I really like that. I just want some more pink in this bulb here. The reason I'm doing a pink bulb is because my great-grandfather, I only have one of his Christmas ornaments, and it is a bright pink old world Christmas bulb. And I think this is the first year I've ever not put it on the tree because it's starting to get really fragile. Last year I noticed that some of the paint was beginning to fade, and like it looks like it might start to crack, so I didn't put it on the tree this year. Okay, so while this dries, I'm just going to talk to you guys for a little bit because this is quite wet. I forgot to mention in this morning's video that 18 years ago today, I met my husband. I was out of state at college for music education, and we just happened to meet each other. I think I came up and met him for a date like a week later, and then about a month after that we were engaged. So today's our anniversary, 18 years knowing each other, being together. And I think what I'm going to do tonight is, because he got called out and has to do some work today, I'm going to make him some meatloaf for dinner. And I'm probably going to do either mashed potatoes or I'll do like baked potatoes, because I think that he would like that. Alright, so I'm just going to very carefully take off this middle washi tape strip. Okay, there we go. And as you can see, we created a banner just like we did in the ones earlier today. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this gold Uni-Ball Signo gel pen to write. I'm going to be different this time, and I'm going to say Happy Holidays. And I like to make this messy because obviously these are handmade. I want them to have some character. I don't want it to look like something you could just get anywhere, like at a card store or anything. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start to take off our frame, and you'll notice, because I forgot to do the splatter on, I'll get that, on the tree one this morning that we did, you'll notice on this one what benefits there are to having that frame, especially when you do the splatter. I'm just going to carefully peel it off, the washi tape. Okay. I don't know if you guys can notice the frame, but I think it just makes a nice clean edge and it looks nice. All right, awesome. There was no peeling of the watercolor paper that time. All right, so now I know it kind of looks like, okay, well, you just have blobs in the middle of some splatter. Well, that's all right, because we're gonna make it look more like ornaments with this Micron Pigma Sakura Archivable ink pen. I went for the 005 so that I can have a very dainty line. And what you're going to do is very messily go back and forth around the edge of your ornament. And if you feel more comfortable doing this while you have that washi tape on there, like before you do your banner with your happy holidays or whatever saying you want to put on there, do that. Leave it on there. I feel pretty good about doing it without it. So we're just gonna very messily do that. Okay. And then now, to make them look like bulbs, you can just put a little round topper and then very messily do some strings upward. Or if you want to leave it plain like this, instead of having the stripes, that's fine as well. It's completely up to you, however you want it to look. Just don't like be real strict with yourself and be like, oh, well, my line's wiggly. That's fine. I think it's beautiful wiggly. I think it gives it some character. It makes it unique. So there you have it. That is your Christmas bulb banner watercolor postcard. All right, so let's go ahead and get our next one set up. We will do this one, we'll do it vertical. I don't think any of that washi tape is reusable. I kind of balled it up. I shouldn't have done that, but so we're going to go ahead, and this one I'm not going to use as a frame. I'm just going to use it to hold the postcard in place while I paint. I don't think I'm going to do splatter on this one. So I'm not too worried about it being, you know, lined up with anything. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the brush pen, I'm going to get some of the black activated, and I'm very messily going to do this little base down here. Very messily. And it's okay if you use your dirty water. Like I just dipped this in there to get a little bit of moisture on my bristles. I think that using your dirty water gives your watercolor more depth, because sometimes you'll pick up those colors that you've washed out from your brush in the water, and it'll mix with the colors you're laying down, and it just really has a nice effect sometimes. You can create some beautiful things with dirty water. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some black, gray, maybe some blue and white mixture paint. And I'm going to use this as an outline for the top of our base that we just created. And you can probably guess what we're doing just from this alone, I bet. We're going to paint a snow globe. Okay, I'll get some more black, maybe some more white, lighten that up. Okay. Now, if you, again with the shapes, it's up to you. If you want to use like a stencil, go for it. I'm just going to freestyle it because I like the messy look. So just get your little globe started, and then go ahead and use that blue to start the top of the inside of the globe. It's okay if you go lighter in some places and darker in others. That's just gonna give you a little bit of variety. Maybe do something wavy here. Doesn't have to be straight. Really saturate your bristles. There we go. And just push that water and color around. Very messily. Okay. Maybe do a little bit darker around near the edge, just to kind of make it look like the shadow of the globe. You know how when you look in a snow globe, it's kind of like a fisheye lens of a camera? That's what we're going for. Okay. So then you're going to want to clean your brush out really, really well, because now we're going to go with white and we're going to lay some snow down, but our white already has some blue mixed in with it and some black, and that's okay because that's going to make it stand out against the white paper. And I'm just going right into my watercolor white paint cake because you want it to be thick and creamy and not too transparent. Okay, and it's all right if you miss some spaces. Having some holes in your paint, I like that effect too. It kind of gives the impression of a glare, or like light is peeking through or shining, like right here, some down here. You can add those in too if you want with some gouache or a gel pen. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're really going to want to load that brush up with some white. This could be a good point to bring out the gouache because white watercolor is so transparent. But then you're going to want to start to build some layers. We're going to do 3 layers. Maybe only 2. We'll see how the paint does. And we're going to build a snowman right in the middle of our globe. You might want to put some of that blue down around the edges. This will give it like a little bit of a shadow appearance on the balls of the snowman. And then just pull that in. Like if it's really dark here, just pull it inward and mix it into that white paint. Okay. See, we need a little bit more here. And then I'm going to put some blue here, just to kind of frame that snowman, and then I'm just pulling it inward to soften it. Okay. Put some here to make that more defined, and then I'll just pull it inward. Okay, so there we have the outline of our snowman. Again, wash your brush really, really well. Now I'm going to use some of that black gray. I'm just going to put 2 little dots. You could wait to use like a micron pen after this dries, but I'm just going to put it in there because I want, like when you put the paint down on wet paint, it fans out sometimes, and I really like that look. See how it's starting to fan out? That's what I like. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to put really small dots and then let the water do its thing by letting it fan out. Okay, again, wash your brush really well and then go into an orange. You can make like a lighter orange, or I'm going to go for a bold orange. I'm just going to put a little carrot nose on him. Alright. Then I think I'm going to do his mouth with a pigment brush just because I want a Pigma brush or pen because I want it to be tiny. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a little bit. Something that we could do though that's not going to be in our way is we could load up our brush with some white and we could put some like glares on the glass here and there. Not too many. Then it would look like you've lost your light. Just pick a couple spots and put some of those little glares. And if you want it to look like snow is falling, you can use gouache. I'm going to try to do it with this watercolor. I think that looks good. But you'll notice as this dries, the white almost disappears. And that's why you might want to do like a gel pen or with some gouache. And you just put those here and there. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my little snow dude a purple hat. So I'm not going to dilute this with water. I'm just going to go in. Ooh, that's more like a bluish purple. That's okay. There we go. That really pops because it's not watered down. I like that. The snowman, I believe, is dry enough that I could put the mouth on. So I'm going to give him a little crooked mouth with that archival pen. Here we go. And then to highlight the dots of snow that we put in, I'm just going to go in with some gold gel pen. You guys, you know what would look really good to highlight the snow? I just thought of this. That liquid chrome mirror effect pen would probably look really awesome. I'm going to go grab it. I'll be right back. And you know, I think what I'm going to do too is I am going to take a white gel pen and I'm going to go in with that also. So where do we have our light? Right here. I think I'm going to go in. There we go. That looks much nicer. Because you can tell the white just, it faded, and that's that's what happens. I'll just put those really lightly in there. Alright. And then with the white gel pen, we'll just go in and put in some snowflakes. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to take the tape off of this one. It's looking pretty good. go. And then something else I forgot to talk to you guys about earlier today when I was doing the other ones is watercolors. If you're going to mail these and not put them in an envelope or a clear sleeve, you're going to want to seal your watercolors, because if not, and it happens to rain or snow when these are being delivered, they likely could get reactivated. The watercolors can get reactivated if they get wet. So for this one, I'm going to use that liquid chrome pen, and I'm going to do my happy holidays in it. There we go. Alright, so there we have it. Another beautiful handmade watercolor postcard. So let's get them all out here. We have our bulb on our snowman that we just did. And then we have our Polaroid scene and our Christmas tree we did this morning. Aren't those beautiful? It took a couple minutes. It's handmade. It's from the heart. It's unique. They all have character. They all are very beautiful and different in their own way. So that's a fun, easy, quick thing that you can do to just send a quick hello and greeting, holiday greeting to your friends and family. I hope you guys enjoyed this more watercolors, cards, Christmas card making video, and I am going to go finish making out my cards so I can get those in the mail tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you tomorrow in my Vlogmas Day 4 video. Bye guys!